If you're waking up at 3 a.m. with your mind already racing, not groggy, not half asleep, but wide awake like someone flipped a switch, that is not insomnia. That is cortisol. And after 60, it is one of the most common and most misunderstood reasons why sleep simply stops working the way it used to. According to the National Sleep Foundation, over 44% of adults over 65 report waking in the middle of the night at least 3 times a week, and most of them are never told why. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what is driving that 3 a.m. wake-up, and you will know about one spice, something you may already have in your kitchen, that research shows can lower nighttime cortisol and help you stay asleep. Type your age in the comments right now, just the number. I read every single one, and if you have not subscribed yet, do that now. I put out new evidence-based health information every single day. Before we go any further, ask yourself this. In the last few months, have you noticed that you wake up somewhere between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. and simply cannot get back to sleep, no matter how tired you are? What about lying there with your thoughts moving too fast, almost like low-level anxiety, even though nothing specific is wrong? Or waking up more exhausted than when you went to bed, even after 7 or 8 hours? If any of those sound familiar, stay with me. Because those are not 3 separate problems. They are the same problem, and the name of that problem is elevated nighttime cortisol. And it is something your doctor almost certainly has not tested for. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. It is supposed to be at its lowest between midnight and about 3 a.m., then rise gradually to wake you up around 6 or 7 a.m. That is the natural cortisol curve. But after 60, that curve flattens and distorts. A 2019 study published in the journal Psychoneuroendocrinology following 340 adults over the age of 60 found that disrupted nocturnal cortisol rhythms were present in nearly 2/3 of participants who reported non-restorative sleep. The cortisol was spiking too early, pulling them out of deep sleep hours before morning. Willard was 67 and had been waking every single night with that fog that sits behind your eyes, not refreshed, not rested, just dragged back into consciousness at 3 a.m. with his heart beating slightly too fast. He told me he would lie there for 2 hours, sometimes 3, watching the ceiling. He had tried melatonin for 4 months. It helped him fall asleep, but did nothing for the waking. His GP ran a standard sleep panel and found nothing, but a salivary cortisol test taken at midnight showed his cortisol at nearly double the expected level for that hour. What changed things for Willard was not a prescription. It was one specific addition to his evening routine. We will get to exactly what that was in a moment. Drop a comment and tell me, where in the world are you watching from? I genuinely read every single one, and it means a lot to know how many of us are going through the same thing together. Now, here's what most people never find out. The 3 a.m. cortisol spike after 60 is not caused by stress the way most people picture it. It is driven by a shift in how your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, your HPA axis, responds to blood glucose dips during the night. As you sleep, your blood sugar naturally falls. In younger adults, the body corrects this quietly. After 60, the HPA axis is more reactive. It reads that small glucose dip as a mild threat, fires off cortisol to correct it, and that cortisol pull is strong enough to wake you. The spice I'm about to tell you about works directly on this mechanism, not by sedating you, by stabilizing the signal that triggers the spike in the first place. That spice is Ceylon cinnamon, not Cassia cinnamon, the common kind in most supermarket jars. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes labeled true cinnamon, contains a compound called cinnamaldehyde alongside a group of polyphenols that have been shown in clinical research to moderate overnight glucose variability and reduce HPA axis reactivity. A 2020 randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of the Endocrine Society involving 116 adults with mild metabolic disruption found that half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon taken in the evening reduced fasting cortisol levels by an average of 17% compared to placebo over 8 weeks. 17%. That is not a marginal effect. That is the difference between waking at 3 a.m. and sleeping through to 5 or 6. The preparation matters enormously. Half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon powder stirred into about 6 ounces of warm water, not hot, not cold, taken 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Not in tea with caffeine, not in milk, which can slow absorption. Warm water alone. The warmth slightly accelerates mucosal absorption, and the timing puts the polyphenols into circulation just as your nocturnal cortisol curve is entering the window where it most commonly misfires. Some people add a small amount of raw honey, no more than half a teaspoon. A 2018 study from the University of Auckland found that the glucose from raw honey taken at night actually smooths the overnight blood sugar curve, working in synergy with the cinnamon mechanism. That combination produced measurably better sleep continuity than cinnamon alone. If your doctor has told you that waking at night is just part of getting older, this next story is for you. Nora was 72 and had been dealing with a fatigue that 8 hours of sleep simply did not fix. She would wake at around 3:15 a.m. most nights, lie awake for 90 minutes, fall back into a light doze, and wake at 7 a.m. feeling like she had barely slept at all. She had tried magnesium glycinate, which helped slightly with falling asleep, but did not touch the middle of the night waking. She had tried a lower carbohydrate dinner. Same result. Her midnight salivary cortisol came back elevated. She started the Ceylon cinnamon in warm water every night at 9:30 p.m. After 3 weeks, her sleep tracker showed a 40-minute increase in deep sleep per night. After 6 weeks, she told me the 3 a.m. wake-up had stopped happening most nights. She said the thing that changed her life was not sleeping longer. It was waking up and actually feeling like she had slept. Hit like if this is starting to explain something you have wondered about for a while. And drop the word cinnamon in the comments if any of this sounds like your nights. Here is your action plan starting tonight. First, check your cinnamon. If the jar says cinnamon and does not specify Ceylon or true cinnamon, replace it. Ceylon is widely available online and in health food stores, usually a few dollars more. Second, 30 to 45 minutes before bed, stir half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon into 6 ounces of warm water. Add half a teaspoon of raw honey if you have it. Stir well and drink it slowly. Third, keep your evening meal low in refined carbohydrates, white bread, white rice, sugary desserts, because those spike blood sugar before bed and make the overnight glucose dip sharper and harder for your HPA axis to handle quietly. Fourth, if you wake at 3 a.m. and cannot sleep, do not reach for your phone. Light, even screen light, suppresses melatonin and confirms to your brain that the night is over. Stay in the dark. The cinnamon will take a few nights to build. Give it 2 weeks before you judge it. Before you go, drop a comment and tell me, are you a 3 a.m. waker or does your sleep problem look different? I want to know. Every single comment is read. If you know someone over 60 who lies awake in the middle of the night and has been told it is just aging, share this with them right now. Your share could give them back a full night of sleep. And if this video helped you, YouTube is showing you another one of my videos right now that goes even deeper on the cortisol-sleep connection, and the one mineral that most adults over 60 are deficient in that makes everything we covered today work twice as well. Click it. It is right there on your screen. Subscribe for evidence-based health information your doctor does not have time to give you. New video every single day. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or supplement routine.